But yeah, we're gonna segue right into that since you done already brought that up. Now we're gonna talk about, man, what's the best way to meal plan, right? So you want to talk about meal planning? You
Yeah, I
want
can
to?
start. Cause basically, like I said, I had to switch my whole diet. I had to switch the whole thing. So one thing, the best way to meal prep first is understand your needs and understand your goal. Biggest thing. If you do not have a goal or an understanding on the trajectory on where you're trying to be, you can't prep correctly,
Right.
right? It's like, dude, if you're overweight and you say, "Oh yeah, man," like, and you're trying to get skinny, and you're like, "Nah, man, I don't necessarily have a goal, man. I'm just trying to, do me or whatever." Yeah, keep going to eat your Big Macs or keep going to eat your McDonald's. If you don't have a goal in mind and you want to maybe show up at the gym once a week, like, you can't prep that, dude. Like, you're not gonna get anywhere. You're never gonna be where you want to be. Same thing if you're vice versa on if you underweight. And it's like, okay, man, like, maybe I want to go to the gym once or twice, but I only want to eat 1 or 2 meals a day. Like, if you don't have the target goal and trajectory in mind of where you want to be, you're not going to get that. But if you're skinny and you say, hey, I know I need to gain weight, to make this as simple as it needs to be, if you're skinny and you want to gain weight, you need to be in a calorie surplus, period.
Mm.
If you're heavy and you want to lose weight, you need to be in a calorie deficit, period. So with me, I was, like I said, I'm in I burn calories. I've always been like naturally skinnier. I don't hold weight as much. I went from 2 meals a day to 5 meals a day, and you see that I'm gaining so much more weight. I try to get around like 6 to 7 thousand calories in a day, and it's like I have to eat that. If I miss one meal, like for me, like specifically, I can see like obviously my body weight change, but I do step on a scale because I like to see the amount of food and the weight to food ratio versus the weight to muscle ratio and body mass ratio that I have, and that's a part of my goal trajectory. But what he was saying was a bar, and I completely agree with what he said because I literally never even looked at it like that. Like, you don't need, and you get so demoralized when you look at, like, when you try to always weigh yourself like that. That's a turn off for a lot of people.
Mm.
But to me, it's like I use that as fuel, so I don't look at it as a negative concept or a
Yeah.
negative construct. But if you can't do that, don't step on the scale, dude. Just look at yourself and grow from that. But I look at it and I say, okay, well, I know when I go to bed, a typical day after a workout, I'm gonna drop probably about like 5 to 6 pounds in the morning. Obviously, that's with my morning doo doo, cough cough, or like when I go to the bathroom, like I'm gonna lose more weight from that because it's like my body's not holding that no more. Water weight's a big thing as well. How much water did I drink during
Yeah.
the day? Like, did I make sure I got all 5 meals in, or did I eat 4 meals? And it's like when I step on the scale, I can see that. Like, that's very like indicative of what I've done today, and I mark it, like I tally it. So today I've gained this much weight, or today I haven't, I dropped this much, or today I've had this much water and fluid ounces, or today I'm down this much. So it's like I base it off of how many calories I'm in because I'm in a calorie surplus. Did I eat all of my meals? Like, and am I being diligent in the things that I know I need to do to get to my goals? And the biggest thing is find your goal. Like,
Mm.
but those are the two black. That's as black and white for the two things that I'd say that I needed and you need too. I was like, if you're overweight, calorie deficiency. If you're underweight, you need a surplus.
No, I mean I agree. I agree. And like I said, not saying the weight scale is bad. I'm not saying it's negative. It has its purpose. Has purpose. But like he said, it's all to depend on what goal you're trying to reach, right? And what purpose does it actually serve? If it's a hindrance, don't use it, right? Um, Best way to meal prep uh, is a meal prep that you can follow and that you use consistently. Um, Man, food can be a very very broad topic, right? Um, because everybody's body is different, and I'm not gonna lie, my meal prep is a little different because I cheat.
He's like,
But my
I
wife,
cheat.
I say I cheat because I have an excellent, lovely wife who cooks all of my food for me.
Oh, blame it on
Yeah, alright,
So
alright.
she does, but she knows what I eat, and I only buy specific food, so my meals don't change. I follow the vertical diet. I think I said that before on the previous video.
stand up for Dean.
I follow the vertical diet, and I only buy those foods. Now I do have cheat meals, which I really don't like anymore, but I do have cheat meals in between there and whatever, and I get to because I'm so consistent. But I follow the vertical diet. But one thing to always take in mind is, and I tell people this, and we've probably said this 100 times in the video, is take a self-evaluation on how your body is and how it responds. Because like you said, if you're overweight and you eat a lot, then you need to quit eating a lot. Now here's the variable though. If you're overweight and you don't eat once or twice a day, then you need to start kickstarting your metabolism, and you need to add more food and add more frequency, I say, and become more active. A lot of times I know people who are overweight, but they don't eat a lot, but they're non-active. And I'm like, well, maybe you should start being more active and eat a little bit more. Then there's some people who are, well, if you're little, you're little. And that comes with, and I'm probably in the same boat as him, I have to eat a lot. But then I have to train. Because if I just eat and don't train,
It's nothing.
it's going out to death. So I have to actually put my food somewhere. I have to make it mean something. So it's just being honest with yourself. You take an evaluation. How often do I eat? If I don't eat that often and I'm trying to gain more weight, add more meals and add more calories. It's, sometimes it's that simple. It really is. And then, like you said, I follow Stan Efferding, the vertical diet, especially for gut health, right?
Yeah, that's a huge thing.
Knowing about your micronutrients. Because, man, I don't like an upset stomach, man. I don't.
And that's kind of speaking to that too, because you were talking about it. It's like you said, I made it pretty black and white, but like you said, there are some outliers, and like there's skinny people who eat a lot, but then like to me, and then they don't gain as much weight. But the question is, what are you ingesting?
Right,
Like
right.
biggest thing is like a lot of people is like, cause dude, like I was talking with one of my homies. Is like, bro, you can get real addicted to sugar, man. Like,
Yeah.
like that's
More
the
than
thing.
anything else.
And it's like, and the thing is like, well, there is another side to that. What type of sugars are you putting in your body? Is it candy sugars or are they natural sugars?
Right.
And the biggest thing I learned too is like, dude, like I don't necessarily have a sweet tooth, but I need sugar. Like I need sugar in my body, so I juice. I got a juicer, and I juice. And again, it's like the frequency that you eat your meals. You might not eat a lot, but even when you're eating, are you eating stuff that's not going to help your metabolism, like spark and activate? Like you need to eat frequently, like you said, but you need to eat things that are going to help you, not hurt you.
Right.
And either way, like if you're trying to gain weight, like, okay, I mean, there are a lot of people and there are a lot of very, very great bodybuilders that eat mad dirty. But they also know, like, how their body's going to react to that. And some of them are outliers and can do that and see the growth. But a lot of times, the average Joe, when you start eating dirty and eating mass amounts of dirty food, you can feel it. You feel groggy and slow. But I'll just let you go on that. But that was just had to point that out.
Nah, yeah, y'all done spoke on it already, man. But man, basically, man, if I could say anything, man, just no blind eating. I mean, there's a bunch of people doing blind eating. Nah, they got their eyes open, while they tearing up that Big Mac and that Happy Meal and that Whopper Junior and the whole nine. But a lot of people, man, like I say again, and it goes back to information and education.
Yeah.
Because if you're not familiar with your macronutrients and what everything does, thing is, your food has to have a purpose.
Right.
When your food doesn't have a purpose, then what you're doing is kind of in vain. It's null and void, right? Yep. What are you getting from what's going in, right? What does this do for you? What does that do for you, right? You done heard both. I mean, both of them, make mention of gut health. I said it's super important that like again, like when I'm eating these, this is what I'm looking to get from it.
Right.
When I'm taking this in, this is what I'm looking to get from it. I have to know, carbs, protein, fiber, all your different vitamins, and I mean just all your different macronutrients. I say you have to know what you're getting from what it is that you're putting in. So it's just not eating blindly, right? So when your food has a purpose, then it makes your goal, the goal in view, that much more attainable. You'll find yourself getting there a lot smoother, when your food has a purpose. Just like I say, one of the biggest problems I think in America in general, man, is which is going to go over into our next topic, but is people, man, do a whole bunch of just kind of bored snacking, where like say, just kind of where it's almost as if they don't even notice, man, what they're throwing down, and just constantly,
Yeah.
kind of just in that motion.